Hey, y'all. Hello, Justin. Hey, Rita, Uncle, Missy. What's up, y'all? How is everyone doing? Everybody have a good weekend? It's been a shitty weekend because it's just been rainy every day and hot. Oh, the morning times are so humid. Oh, it's disgusting. And, ugh. At 7:30 this morning, it was already 89 degrees, and I was miserable just trying to feed everybody this morning. Yes, it's just so hot. And then it'll rain midday, it'll pour, and then the sun will come back out, and then it's twice as humid. And it's just yucky. I hate summers. I think you guys have heard me say that a time or two. Cece hates summertime. Stormed all morning Saturday and more. Oh, yuck. Welcome to summer, my friends. Welcome to summer. Yeah. So tonight we are talking about Idaho hauntings. And the next state will be Illinois. I do have a friend of mine that I think I got talked into coming on the podcast one night. Her name is Megan, and you guys will love her. She's exactly like me. So her and I are planning something really funny. We're going to try to do something pretty funny. And because when her and I go anywhere, we could go into Walmart. People are constantly like, you two are a trip. Y'all are a trip. Like we have people in stitches. So that's why I'm like, you've got to come on the podcast one night and you guys will be laughing. And she's a cutie pie. So that'll probably be in a couple of weeks because I know Thursday she goes on vacay with her hubby. And so it'll be after that. Hello, Spirit Stalker. How you doing, girl? I hope everyone is... Missy, I love you. You are on the fucking ball, girl. So we will get started with the Idaho. Now, I didn't think I was going to know of any places in Idaho, but I totally forgot about this one place that everybody's going to know about. But we are going to start with, now some of these are very short. Some of these are short, not much information that I could find, but there's a couple good ones here. If I was in Idaho, I would definitely go to a couple of these places. Now, this one is called the Old Idaho Penitentiary, and this is one I would go to. Now, it's known for being a historically significant location and is also considered one of the most haunted in the state of Idaho. This was built in 1870. It served as a prison for 101 years, and it housed over 13,000 inmates. Not a hoe. Used to be maybe, but not anymore. Anyway, during its operation, it experienced escapes, scandals, and a transition from old Wild West to modern day. It had several cell blocks, a solitary confinement, and a gallows. It housed Raymond Allen Snowden, also known as Jack the Ripper, if you guys remember him. And he was in cell block 5. And he was executed there in 1957. His ghost still lingers, it is said. Now, in solitary confinement, visitors report cold spots on hot days, You'll see obvious black figures moving about. You will hear yelling. They say in one of these cells there is a spirit that is stuck in there. He has never been identified, but he has always been seen in the same cell. There's a rose garden. Now, this garden is said to be a place of comfort and solace for some spirits, with reports of a male apparition in prison clothing always sitting there. A portable gallows was once set up in this garden, leading to reports of executed inmates being seen wandering around aimlessly. Now, the cell blocks. Oh, I'm sorry, cell block 5. Jack the Ripper is seen here a lot. He has identified himself on voice box equipment. He is known to drain your batteries on cameras and flashlights. He will cause the lights to flash. Hello, Sky Blue. He will even touch people when they ask him to. He has never been an angry spirit, but seems to want to interact with people when he can. There's also a second spirit in cell block 5 named Van Vlack, V-L-A-C-K, who was also an inmate that was hanged. He is seen often as a greenish light or like a greenish fog. Now, the gallows room, they had that portable gallows outdoors, but then they had a gallows inside where they had a room that they would do it in. The spirit of an inmate that was reported to have a botched hanging still lingers here. When he was hung, it didn't kill him. It did break his neck, though, so they just left him to hang there until he finally died. Victors claim he will make himself appear. They've claimed they hear gasping sounds, coughing, crying, and a man asking for help. Now, there were over 500 escape attempts, and only 90 were successful. During one attempt, an inmate, he was caught in a concrete barrier behind the walls, but wasn't found until years later, and they actually thought he was a success. They thought he actually escaped and got out. Is there 2 different Jack the Rippers? Because I thought Jack the Ripper was I have no idea. This was Idaho's Jack the Ripper. So his name is Raymond Allen Snowden, if you want to Google that name. Raymond Allen, A-L-L-E-N, and then Snowden, a.k.a. Jack the Ripper. So, I don't know. Maybe there was a different, I don't know. Even when I was writing this out, I was like, where did Jack the Ripper come from? Raymond. You know what I mean? Jack is not a nickname for Raymond, is it? That I know of? Not that I've ever heard of. So, okay. So, during his escape attempt, he got caught in this concrete barrier. But they didn't know he was caught in the walls. They thought he actually escaped. There was a big manhunt. He was never found. And years later, something was going on and they had to go into the walls and they found him in there. So they realized what happened to him. There was 129 hangings there confirmed, including that botched one. I would absolutely go there. Wouldn't y'all? I'd be like, let's go. I'm ready. See, that's a place though. If I get to go in a place that big, I would want to have the whole night there. Like I would want to do an overnighter just so I can get to all the locations. Because you can't go to one of those big penitentiaries like that's that big and go to all these places and be done in a couple of hours. You just can't do that. That's not a very good investigation. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to go there and stay the night. I always thought Jim was a nickname for Raymond. Really? Because I had a grandma named Raymond, but he went by Jim. Was it his middle? Jim is a nickname for James. Jim or Jimmy is a nickname for James. Ray would be a nickname for Raymond. Dick is a nickname for Richard. Like, I've never heard of anybody called Jim in place of Raymond, but that's interesting. Could that have been his middle name? Because some people will go by their middle names. Oh. Where on earth did Jim come from? Listen, I've been Cece since I was little, and I don't go by my real name. I do for legality reasons, like, at work, like for trials, or if I have to go to court, or if I have to sign a citation, it's my legal name there. But people know me as Cece. He hated his name. Oh, see, well, I don't really care for my first name either. And everybody spells my first name wrong. Everybody. I guarantee not one person in this room, if you found out my real name, you would not spell it correctly. Okay. Yeah, that's weird how people end up with nicknames and what the reasons are for their nicknames and stuff like that. But yeah, Diane is my sister's middle name. She is Teresa Diane. Huh. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, I don't know where Jack the Ripper comes from. Raymond. I don't know. I have no idea how he started being called that. I don't know. But it said Idaho's Jack the Ripper. So I don't know if it's the same one. Maybe the one from UK like escaped or like ran and was found here. I don't know. We'd have to Google that. And see if it's the same person. So now that's all I have. I know exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. The most people spell CC wrong. Everybody spells CCCICI like Cece's Pizza. I don't know. But anyway, the second one I have is called Spirit Lake. Now, this lake is so big, it's both in Idaho and Washington. It's near Mount St. Helens. But we're talking about the Idaho side. Now, this historically named Tessamine. Y'all can't tell me y'all didn't hear that. Tessamine means Lake of Spirits, and it's associated with a chief's daughter and a man who eloped and drowned in this lake. Right? This is the people haul ass down the street, the dirt road. It's so uncalled for. The name Tessamine reflects the Native American belief in a lake that would carry bodies away. Yeah, you heard it too. Hello, Elizabeth. There he goes again. That's just ridiculous. I'm on a back road. There ain't no reason need to be to haul an ass like that. Anyway, this legend recounts a chief's daughter and a young brave eloping and jumping into the lake to avoid being separated. But then they were never found. They were with the Kootenai tribe. The girl's father, who was the chief, was not allowing these two to marry. What are they doing? What the hell is going on out there? Jeez. Y'all heard that? This is irritating. I hate living on the corner. They better not run into my fence. I'll tell you what, they better not run into my fence. The girl's father, the chief, was not allowing these two to marry, but they did marry in private. But they vowed to die together than to live apart. This is one of 2 lakes in the world that have a completely sealed bottom, meaning no water escapes. So it's known to trap souls and spirits. This couple was never seen or heard from again. It does sound like somebody's racing, but it sounded like there was a fucking cop on their ass. I know what cop cars sound like. I don't know if there's friggin' car chase going on in my damn neighborhood or what. Shit. They better not hit my fence. That's all I can say. Okay, so this couple was never seen or heard from again, but people say that their phantoms can be seen on moonlit nights. They have been seen swimming together or just in a canoe. People say they appear happy and have seen them laughing. They've also heard whispering going on there. Hi, Mandy. I figured you would be in for Idaho. Okay. Now, this lake has a notable number of memorials and grave sites surrounding it. So it's unclear how many spirits are trapped in this lake. I have to get some slow signs and stick them as well. Well, we don't want to call the cops here. I live on the corner, and these people around here don't care if I put up slow signs. That'll make them go faster. That's just the people that live down the road. It doesn't happen all the time, though. That's every once in a while, me being in here on my podcast, and you can, but that's a loud damn car for you guys to be able to hear on the computer. You know what I'm saying? That they'd gone by 2 or 3 times. I don't know if he went down, turned around, came back, went back down, but I'm on the damn corner here, so I hear everything. Maybe they're gone now, though. Okay. All right. So, Mandy, where Are you from the Idaho Penitentiary in Boise? That was in Boise. I forgot to say that, didn't I? I knew Mandy wouldn't want to miss the Idaho. So that's where, and then I just did Spirit Lake since you came in. I did Spirit Lakes, that big by Mount St. Helens, which is in Idaho and Washington. So this is all about Idaho tonight, Mandy. I'm curious to how far you are from each place. So just tell me how far away from each place you are. I just did Spirit Lake. I'm moving on now to Silver City. It's called the Idaho Hotel. Now, during Idaho's gold rush in the 1800s, tons of transient guests stayed at this hotel, and it's now the oldest running hotel in the state and considered super haunted. You've been to the hotel, or you've been to Spirit Lake? I'm using my new June cup, y'all. June. With my flowers I drew on there. It's my first night. You've been to the hotel. Cool. All right. The owner, Jerry Nelson, and her husband claim weird things happen all the time here. Visitors always are reporting things that happen to them during their stay. There's a gentleman wearing a tuxedo with tails that appears to work there still. He has been seen escorting guests up and down the stairs. Guests will compliment him to the staff, and that's when they're told that he's a ghost and that he no longer works there. Staff speaks to him on a regular now, and guests are warned about him now. They're told he is very friendly and still trying to do his job. There's also a lady named Alice in a white dress. Now, it was confirmed a woman by that name fell down the third floor staircase decades ago, and her children watched in terror. And she died right there at the bottom of the stairs. Guest claims they hear a woman and children screaming. They have seen a lady in a white dress that appears to be injured. Orbs and large balls of energy are seen daily and show up in pictures and videos that people are taking. In room 27, a couple stayed. The woman thought there was someone sitting on the end of the bed, and she told her husband. She thought the husband was maybe sleep talking, because the husband said to her, he told the lady to be quiet, and she wouldn't. But he got up and tried to put his hand over her mouth, but she bit him. Now, the next morning when they came down the stairs and told them about this woman and was complaining that this lady bit him, the man's hand was still bleeding. Another room, a past owner commits suicide. Guest claims often that they see a man wandering around the hallway, cleaning and tending to children, but he always has a duster coat on. There was even a shootout in the front lobby of this hotel. And the victim's spirit still hangs out in the front. He appears to be anxiously waiting for someone, and he'll pace back and forth in front of the front. I don't know that if that means inside or outside. I have no idea. Did you stay at this hotel, Mandy, or did you have any experience at this hotel? Or do you have any other information that we don't know? Because that's all I could find. We're all like waiting on Mandy's answer since she's been there. Years ago, I dated a guy that was from Idaho. I don't know where in Idaho he was from. I just know that's where he was. And he was down in the Keys. Yes, I stayed. I heard footsteps and a knock on the door. Okay. Cool as shit. Cool as shit. You didn't do videos or pictures, or were you there for an investigation, or did you just go for vacation, or why did you go there, Mandy? Was it a ghost hunt that you were going on? Because I'd have been having my recorder on and shit, trying to catch stuff. Went with friends and didn't. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Well, that's cool, though. You still heard it. You still heard it. Cool. All right. The next one I have is called the Stricker Ranch, and this is in Rock Creek, and it's also known as the Rock Creek Station. This was built in 1901 by Herman Stricker and his partner John Botsett. It served as a stagecoach stop, and also now has a small pioneer cemetery there. This was a common stop for weary Oregon Trail travelers. Since the trail wasn't an easy journey, many people died along the way. So this Stricker Ranch was the host to a cemetery for these unlucky travelers. So all these people that passed away hiking the Oregon Trail was buried here. I just Googled Jack the Ripper and giving a serial killer in England in 1888. So what was his name, though? Like, what was that Jack the Ripper's real name? Okay. So yes, these people, this is where they stop. People that was doing this trail would stop. So all the people that passed away along the way on this trail, they would bury here. So the Stricker Ranch, okay, it was the host for these unlucky travelers. These spirits continue to stay in this area and haunt it. They're especially busy at dusk and at night, but have been seen by many in the daylight hours. Visitors claim to see the restless souls walking all around the cemetery, and they've been seen by themselves or actually in a group, like together. So that's weird. I can't say that I've ever seen like a group of spirits like hanging out, having a meeting, you know what I mean? Oh, Aaron Kosminski. Okay. So this is going to be a totally separate. Let's see. What year did it say this was in, or did it? Hold on. Let me look. It housed Raymond Allen Snowden, AAKA Jack. Now, Justin, Google Raymond Allen Snowden, Snowden, and tell me what comes up on that, because I didn't do that. So look that up and tell me what you get. Do you need me to type his name or do you have it? Raymond Allen is the middle name, Allen, and the last name is Snowden. Says he was a Polish immigrant. The Raymond guy or Aaron guy? Oh, the Aaron guy. Okay. Very well possible since he's being over there. I'm just curious if this one is going to come up over here, because this is what the name was given to me under the old Idaho Penitentiary. And it even said it housed Raymond Allen Snowden, also known as Jack the Ripper. Here, let me type it in. I'm going to type it in the comments. Raymond Allen Snowden. Okay, I'm typing it in the comments. There you go. That is the name that was given to me for the Idaho Jack the Ripper. So look up that name and then come back and tell me what it says. And I'm going to continue here. So that's what I was saying. I can't say. It just says he was Idaho's Jack the Ripper. It doesn't say anything about him, where he was from, how he was, why he was called Jack the Ripper. Because how do you get Jack from Raymond Allen Snowden? I can't say I've ever seen like a group of spirits, like they're hanging out or having a meeting, or any spirit I've actually ever seen in mist form or full body apparition, they've been by themselves. I've only ever seen one at a time. I can't say I've ever seen more. Has anyone watching here ever seen more than one spirit at a time? Because I'm just curious if is this a normal thing, if people see a group of spirits together in a group, because I've never seen that. I've seen a bunch of orbs flying through places. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen orbs here at my house. It's just been the one orb. If you guys remember when I had my camera here in my room aimed at Cash showed himself one night and he went right in front of my camera, and then he went right where he used to sleep in. He went right into the bed with me. Y'all remember that video of Cash showing himself, and he went right into the bed with me. And then I've had the one orb show up at my front camera. Raymond Snowden was born October 22nd, 1921, and died October 18th, 1957. And it says right here that he was kept in cell block 5. Let me get back over there. In cell block 5, Jack the Ripper is seen here a lot, and he'd identify himself on the voice box equipment. He is known to drain your batteries and camera and flashlights. He'll even touch people when they ask him to. He's never been an angry spirit, but he seems to want to interact with people when he can. But it did say that he was put to death here. Now, I'm assuming he was hanged. I didn't see that where it said how. I just know that he was put to death in 1957. Right. He was executed there in 1957. I saw my grandpa once, but I don't know if it was a dream or if I really saw him and it was only from the neck up. Oh, shit. Okay. Um, but yeah, see, if you guys remember, and I was getting all those orbs across my camera, and even Patty was playing them. And when Patty came to visit and we did the investigation on my porch, my daughter Christina came through and Wilbur came through. And I was just a boo-hoo. And if you guys remember that, he was convinced of the 1956 convicted murder of Kara Lucille Dean. Okay. Yes, I've been to that old prison and it was draining your batteries. It was hanging. My batteries were always drained. Okay. Oh, it was a hanging. Okay, so he was a hanging. I was assuming, but it didn't say. It just said he was executed. So at least he wasn't the botched one, because there was a botched hanging there. Damn, that would suck, wouldn't it? Imagine the fucking pain that you would be in if you were being hanged and it broke your neck, but it didn't kill you. And they just left you there until you died. You know, like, that's like, how long would that take? Like, there's people that break their neck and they're quadriplegics, yes, and they don't die. Like, how long? Like, you just left him hanging there until he died. So that's basically just starving him out then, because if it didn't kill him, and so he can't move, he can't eat, he's shitting and pissing all over the place. Like, that's fucking horrible. That's a horrible thing to do. Anyway, damn, that fucking sucks. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. Okay. Anyway, that's all I had. That's all I had of the Stricker Ranch. I'm going to move on to the Mesa Falls, or Mesa Falls. I don't know how to say it. This is in Ashton, Idaho. Now, this is a very short one. This is a beautiful waterfall and river. It was created by volcanic activity long ago. Now, there's a spirit of an indigenous Shoshone girl that haunts the lower Mesa Falls ever since she accidentally drowned. She was trying to save someone from the river. It's unknown if the person she tried to save survived. Visitors and locals say they can hear her cries. They hear the beating of the tribe's drums and the cries and song of the tribe. It's said that they had a memorial tribe dance there after her accident. Others claim they've seen her spirit dressed in white. She has been seen in a full figure form sitting at the water's edge. Due to the nature of the murder he committed, Snowden was known as Idaho Jack the Ripper. So they were basically named him that because maybe he was hit, the way he did it was kind of like the other one, if that makes sense. Because I don't know how, you know what I mean? So he was Idaho's Jack the Ripper because maybe that's what the other Jack the Ripper was doing to them, like as bad as that. Yeah, okay. So anyway, that's all I have of the Mesa Falls. That's sad though. She was attempting to rescue someone. Don't know if that person survived either, but apparently the river took her, and but I don't could not find if the person she was trying to save survived or not. So anyway, the next one I have is in Boise. It's the Idaho State Tuberculosis Hospital, which is now known as the Gooding University Inn and Resort. Now, this was featured on an episode of Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. This building was originally a hospital specifically built for people suffering from dying from tuberculosis. Though many locals suspected that during that time, it has also was turned into a mental hospital as well. It eventually closed in 1976 and was renovated into the inn and resort that it is now. Since its years as a hotel, it's reported dozens of hauntings by what is said to be former patients of the hospital and children as well who died on this property. We're talking everything from disembodied footsteps to full figure apparitions, scary sounds through the halls that would have sounded like a hospital, shadows walking in the hallways, voices in the rooms where nobody's at, doors slamming, and there's knocking on doors as well. Children will be heard playing, screaming, and moans that sound like people are in pain. Now, this was on Ghost Adventures season 18, episode 12, if you guys would like to go and watch that. Season 18, episode 12. Then I've got the Brig at Farragut State Park. I didn't get what town this is in. So, Mandy, if you know, please let me know, because I couldn't figure out which town this was in. I could just find it's called the Brig, BRIG, at Farragut State Park. So wherever that is, whatever town that is, I couldn't find it. Now, this Brig is made of concrete blocks. It was an old military jail building and a naval center that once was booming in operation. Now, y'all know how I love old jails and prisons. I love them, love them, love them. During World War II in 1945, the Brig was used as a prisoner camp. It held over 900 Germans who were often made to shovel snow in the deep winter. Now, in Idaho, I think y'all get a shit ton of snow. Today, it's a camping site for people who like to get away from their everyday stresses. Excuse me. Guests and state employees report seeing full-body apparitions and objects that move around by themselves. There's one spirit of a man attired in prison garb. He is often seen walking around the property. He will stop and watch people, but never does anything more than that. Another spirit is of a balding man in a military uniform, still carrying his weapon and smoking a cigar. His full body figure is surrounded by smoke. People claim they have smelled cigar smoke when he is around. There is a small shed outside that tools and equipment is kept in. People have seen the door open by itself, and the rakes seem to fall out of the door. People will walk over to the shed and find nobody there, nobody around at all. Inside the brig, people have witnessed cups or plates fly across the cell rooms, and they hear what sounds like cell doors closing and banging. I'd go there. I would absolutely go there and pull up that voice box and see if I could get them to talk. But you know me in the voice box, y'all know I'm gonna try to find out who is that? Who are you? What you doing? Tell me about yourself. You know. All right. I've only got 2 more. Now, this one is called the Idanha, or Idanha. Idanha Hotel. This is also in Boise. I don't know how to say it. So if I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. Now, this was built in 1900 and was used to house travelers that were getting off the train line from Nampa. It symbolized westward expansion. The state's top influential people stayed here along with the travelers. It had some strange occurrences from the very beginning. A couple of men passed away on the construction site as it was being built from an accident. Once it opened, the hotel's bellman was gunned down in an elevator. It said that he will make the elevators go up and down like he is still working. The elevator's lights will flash, and it will sometimes get stuck between the floors. He will also be seen peeping around the corners. He is still wearing his bellman coat, black pants, and a black hat, and he has a long mustache. There's a woman who was murdered in the hotel and then buried down in the basement. She lingers in the lower level of the hotel. She is seen walking around in a nightgown, and they can hear her crying. It's also said there's an aggressive entity that haunts the 3rd and 4th floors and has been known to push guests out of their beds while they're sleeping. It's unknown who that spirit is at this time, and not sure why he's so angry. So I'm sure there is some sort of story there that nobody has gotten. I don't know if they just haven't looked far enough back in their archives, maybe. I don't know. Usually something has happened to someone for their spirit to remain there. A prior owner. It could be, what was it? Train traveler. It could have been a traveler. I don't know. I mean, it sure sounds like there was a lot of things happening there. So I don't know. Maybe they just don't have all the info yet to know who the aggressive one is. I wouldn't want to stay up there. I'd more want to find out why she's crying. Why she was buried down there, or was it her lover, or was she raped or kidnapped, or you know what I mean? Like, I want to know the story. I'm nosy. Now, here is the one that everybody knows about that I didn't even realize was in Idaho, and it's the Bates Motel. Everybody knows. And I don't know how to say this word. Querdeline or Daline. I don't know how to say it. Mandy, please type it if you can, but that's the town. Coeur. I'm going to type it. I'm going to type it how Oops. This is the town's name. I just put it in the comments. Come on. There we go. I don't know how to say that. Coeur d'Alene. I'm even going to put it up here. So in case y'all don't see it, this is the town that I'm talking about there. This is where the Bates Motel is at. Coeur d'Alene. I have no clue. Coeur d'Alene is how. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. Coeur d'Alene. Okay, this is where the Bates Motel. Now, this is known from the movie Psycho. So it said that the original writer stayed at this hotel or motel and thought it would be perfect for this movie he was doing. And this okay, anyway, this was originally built to be made for an officer's barracks in the before and after of World War II. Randy Bates bought it after the war. People, as in the guests and staff, say that room 1 and 3 are the most haunted. The lights will flicker on and off. The toilets flush on their own. The water turns on and off in the sinks and the showers by itself. The windows will open by themselves, and things on the counters will fly across the room. So Norman Bates was so similar to serial killer Ed Gein. The writer made this story of Norman from Ed Gein. They both had oppressive mothers who they both created a shrine for. They both wore women's clothes, and they were both diagnosed with schizophrenia. So while Norman Bates is not real, but the movie made at this motel is about the real person, and it was a true story being made. Strange things have happened ever since they had the filming there. They aren't sure if the spirits followed the story while they were filming. Things did not happen at all before the filming was done there. The spirits there have not been identified, but they don't go away. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't know that. I guess he was what is the word I'm looking for? Doing a true story. So he was reacting, like redoing some of the things that were done. What is that word I'm looking? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Reenacting like the real thing. He was reenacting the real thing. So I don't know if this drew the spirits, the actual victims there. Could that be? Can that happen? Yeah, thank you. Yes. Will those victims follow the reenactment knowing, hey, that's what happened to me? Maybe they're talking about me. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Like, would that draw in spirits just from filming a reenactment there? I don't know. I've never dug that deep into it, so I can't answer that question, but I'll damn sure do my best to find out. Um, I don't know. I couldn't find if a ghost hunter's ever been there, or a medium, or tried to, you know what I mean? Like, I would be wanting to hire somebody to try to find out who they are and why are you here. This was just, and I would let them know, this was just a reenactment. But maybe they're leaving them there because maybe that's their moneymaker. Maybe that's, oh my God, we got to stay here because it's haunted. People look for places to go. So I don't know. I'm going to have to look into some of that. You're right. Anything is possible. So that's why I mean, spirits can basically go anywhere they want. They just they like attach themselves. They will attach themselves to a property, or they'll attach themselves to the house, or a mirror, or an item, or, you guys have heard about that. Like, where the Raggedy Ann doll is, y'all know, they attach themselves to something. So could it be attached to something there? Maybe this movie that was a true story was filmed here. I don't know. The whole thing is crazy to me. I don't have any more for Idaho. So Mandy, if you have any more haunted places for Idaho, please feel free to let me know. Yeah, that's just crazy. So that makes me want to learn even more about, learn more than what I already know. Because I will be the first to say I don't know something, but I'll damn sure want to find out. So I'm going to do what I can to try to find out more about it. Like, I'm sure that could draw spirits there. Especially if there were murders in the past that were very similar to something that happened to them. Maybe it caught that spirit's attention and was like, whoa, what's going on over here? I don't know how spirits think on the other side, so I don't know. I do know that places that I go, the spirits have been there before. And, they've told us stories. You guys have witnessed me on the voice box, and there's some spirits that are very talkative, and they'll tell you their whole story. What happened to them, what year, what everything. They'll tell you their whole story. Some spirits don't want to talk at all. There is an Idaho city that's a ghost town. I've heard the whole town is haunted. So what is that? I'd be wanting to go there. I wish there was a place in Florida like that. I am not aware of any place in Florida that's like an abandoned little ghost town. I have no knowledge. I heard something about the mountains, but it starts with a W. Wyman or Wymean or Wamihan or something mountains. Anyway, it starts with a W. And I saw something about the mountains. The only other things I could find with Idaho is like, houses that you go where they have actors that scare you when you walk through, like those man-made haunted houses, for Halloween. That's the only other places that I could find for Idaho. So this is why this is all I have. Because I'm not going to put I'm not going to put something down that's not. I just write what I find that's factual, that's been documented, deaths and people that's experimented. I mean, experienced hauntings there. I'm not going to put somewhere, whoa, you can go to this haunted house and pay so and so and go through, and this person will jump out at you. And no, that's not the shit I'm going to talk about. So, because apparently people have ghost haunted houses year round that you can go and pay to go through and be scared like that. They have that year round. Like, I get it for Halloween, but not year round. I don't. You'll have to look that up, Mandy. I think I did see something about some mountains, but they start with a W, and I think I read just a little bit in, and I saw something that it wasn't something that it wasn't confirmed or something like that, and I was like, I'm moving on because I want stuff that's been confirmed. So it might not be the same place we're talking about. I don't know. But if you guys were on the last podcast and I was attempting to remember, my cord was broken. I have got a new cord now. So my voice box should work. That made me so mad the other day. And then I took it into the guy and he saw it all crooked. He's like, nope, here's what you need. I'm like, thank you. So yeah, I must have set something on it. It actually looks like I've stepped on it or something. Cause instead of being straight, it was all bent like that. I was like, oh shit. So that's why it wasn't catching on. So we definitely will do that again. I will turn the voice box on. We did have a bad couple days. I think it was Thursday or Friday. My mom's doggie, Zoe, was very old. She was 14 and she ended up getting, I can't remember what it was called, but she had this tumor growing in her thyroid. And it was just continually getting bigger and bigger, and it was causing her bones to turn brittle and break. Like, it was breaking her skull bones. And they said that her skull was like, anyway, the dog just rapidly. So my mom's dog passed away a couple days ago. And so it's been a very sad day around here for the last couple days. And so, I go in and I try to just take my mom's mind off of stuff and talk about stuff and make her laugh. And so please say a prayer for my mama. And maybe we will get Zoe to come through on the voice box one evening. And I know she will be up there with Cash and Wilbur, and they'll be taking care of her. So yeah, y'all just keep my mama and Zoe in your prayers. And it's hard for my mom right now because I got her that dog. I was still a deputy down in the Keys before I was even a sergeant. Like, this dog was found in the dumpster, and they called me, and I went and picked her up, and she was a surprise for my mom. And so it was 14 years ago. So anyway, it's been a sad couple days, and just been trying to keep my mind off of stuff. And I come in and I try to, entertain mom or talk to her and keep her company, and just to sit there with her, just to sit there with her. I know how she feels. I know exactly what she's going through, because you guys witnessed me lose Wilbur, and you guys witnessed me lose Cash. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. That's your child. And so anyway, other than that, my next state is Illinois. I will let you guys know when Megan is going to come on with me. You guys will get a kick out of her. She's a cutie pie and such a good friend. And you guys will have some laughs when she's on here with us. And I'll leave what we're going to do a surprise, because it's going to be kind of funny, I think. But I always enjoy you guys coming and joining me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome to the new ones that came in and was watching tonight too. I love you guys. I am going to be live over here on Clapper for a little while. The dumper that makes me mad that someone would throw. I know. So this was, it was her. It was her and a sister and a brother. There was 3 of them found in the dumpster, and the brother passed. So the 2 sisters were left, and the sister got adopted. And then I had first choice though, and I took, and then mom named her Zoe, and she was what you call a deer head Chihuahua. And there's a deer head, and then there's an apple head Chihuahua. There's 2 different kinds. So she was a deer head Chihuahua, and adorable. So mom is going to get her remains, and I'm going to make her a thing on the wall, kind of like I did Raisin and Theodore and Wilbur. And I got some pictures I need to go up and have printed and get some frames and stuff to put up too. So we'll make a nice little thing for Zoe in mom's room. And, so y'all just keep mom in your prayers, please, because she's sad and missing her baby. And anyway, like I said, I'll be live over here on Clapper for a little while. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday from Illinois. Mwah. Bye, guys.